everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thanks so much for being here today. You are so far again. Look at those blurry fingers. That means that I'm using my nice lens in this video. But before we get into all that, let's start with a joke. How do hamburgers make poor witnesses? They won't talk no matter how you grill them, huh? Well, isn't that just swell? So yes, hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a book haul, and before you call me a capitalist pig, let me just say that a lot of these books, I don't even remember when my last book haul was, so this book haul is an accumulation over the last couple months. Some of them are for school, which we will get into shortly. Some of them were sent to me by publishers, which is awesome. And then some of them were sent to me by lovely subscribers who sent them to my P.O. box. So I don't just buy this amount of books every month. I do this kind of like once every 3 months. What would you call that? Quarterly? So anyway, let's just jump right in. I'm super excited. So here we go. The first one is The Right Swipe, which is technically a brand new book, but of course, I've broken that spine and I've dog-eared the pages because this is my current read. And it's just this cute little romance. It's so fun! Basically, there's a woman who develops a dating swipe kind of Tinder-esque app, and then there's a guy who she meets who is like a family member to someone who runs like a Match.com type of situation. In this book, it's called Matchmaker.com, but it's kind of like romance apps and websites and the relationships you can form in cross-company collateral. I don't know if that makes sense, but it's really, really cute. There are some steamy moments, bitch, and I'm really liking it so far. I'm almost done with it, but that's the first one. All right, this next book is one of the coolest Stephen King covers I own currently, and it is from a subscriber named Anna, so thank you, Anna, for sending this to me, and it is Stephen King's Rose Matter. Apparently, this is a part of the Halloween editions. There's a few of them. There's one of Carrie, there's one of Misery, The Girl Who Loved Tom Gordon, and I think there's a Shining one. So yeah, I'm in love with these covers, and so this was my first edition of the Halloween editions, and I'm so excited. So thank you, Anna, for sending me this amazing book. All right, the next book I'm super excited for because when I first saw the cover, I was like, what is this going to be about? And then I just read the blurb, which says it's a Korean take on Misery, but also I saw Kat and Larry talking about this in her latest video, and that is The Hole, and an amazing subscriber named Gabby sent this to me, so thank you, Gabby. Just based off the blurb, a Korean take on Misery, something about authors and torture, I'm gonna assume. So that sounds awesome. I'm also super excited because I didn't realize this was a horror. I thought it was just literary fiction about trees. So, I'm so excited. Thank you so much, Gabby. Next, this was of my own decree. I don't know what I'm saying, but basically, Jessie from Bow Ties and Books came out with a book haul just last week, and it was an amazing book haul. I will link it down below if you'd like to go watch it. I wrote down so many titles from that video, but in one of them, they recommended They Tell Me of a Home, and it just sounded amazing, and I'm so excited to give it a read. If you've read it, please let me know what you thought. What was your star rating? And that goes for all of these books. No spoilers. But let me know what you thought, because I am so excited for this one. It just sounds so good. Okay, next up, we got a book that I had never heard of before, but then I saw it on a table of great myths to read, and it was Song of Achilles, Circe, and then this one, The Witch's Heart. And from what I can tell, it's about... So what I can tell is that it's about a witch named Angrboda. I'm botching that, and she falls in love with Loki, and then she has children with him. 3 unusual children. But it's another classic myth that I know nothing about, but if it's anything like Circe or the Song of Achilles, I'm hoping that it'll be accessible even if I don't really know the myth behind this story. You know what I mean? And also the cover, should I say it? Can I say it? Stunning. So excited. All right, next up we have Muted, which, the cover. Are you seeing it? It's incredible. This is a story that's told completely in verse, which, if you recall, just a few videos ago, I was like, I'm not very good at poetry, or understanding poetry, or ingesting poetry. But there's something about the way that this is written so far that makes it very beautiful, but accessible when it comes to verse, because I'm just not very good with poetry, but it's so story-driven through the poetry that I am completely able to follow along, and it's a very interesting way of learning this story, but it's basically about this young girl who is taken advantage of by one of her favorite musicians. She's a super talented, like, songwriter and singer, and then she kind of does a performance for her favorite artist. And I actually haven't gotten very far in the book so far, but from my understanding, he maybe starts taking credit for work that's not his, or kind of manipulates her into signing over her work. I don't actually know what's going to happen. I just know that there's a bunch of manipulation, and so far it's really good. So it is told completely through poetry, and if that sounds interesting, give it a purchase and give it a read. All right, next up, this was a book that was sent to me by Simon & Schuster, which is super exciting, and that is a pho love story. I talked about this in my, 21 reads I want to read in 2021. And it's about these two lovebirds who are already dating, or they want to date, or they're falling in love, but their parents own competing restaurants. So it's a little like Romeo and Juliet, and it looks so good. I didn't realize that this is a young adult romance, so it's probably going to be pretty light on the steaminess, but I thought it sounded amazing, and this purple color is incredible. It might be my new favorite color, and it looks so good. So I'm really excited, and I also love reading books based in restaurants. So, it seems to check all the boxes for me, except the steamy box, but you can't win them all, you know what I mean? Next up, I have Don Quixote, which is a book for school. I am almost finished reading book 1. I should actually be finished reading that by today, which you will see in my future reading vlog. I don't know. I was reading this in my newest reading vlog. In any case, I really, really have been loving this book. As you can see, it's annotated, and then inside it's annotated. Why am I showing you this? In any case, I had to get this specific edition for school because I already owned a Penguins Classic, but we needed this edition, and the pages are that of the Bible. They are so thin, and the pages are filled with words. So it is like the longest book I've ever read, but also, not even being sarcastic, the funniest book I've ever read. I've never laughed so hard at a book before in my life, and this was written in the 15th century, or the 16th century. 16th, I think. I think it's the 16th. In any case, it's the funniest book I've ever read, and it's also the oldest book I've ever read. So, I don't know, if you've ever been interested in reading Don Quixote, I highly recommend it. So far, I am thoroughly enjoying it. Next up, we got another book that was in my 2020 reads of 2021, and that is Concrete Rose by Angie Thomas. Oh my god, I actually found a copy. I stupidly went into the young adult fantasy section, and I was like, how do they not even have The Hate You Give? Where is this? I cannot find this book. And then I realized even the young adult section is in different genres. In any case, this is the prequel to The Hate You Give. So this is about Star's father and the life that he was living before Star was born. And the cover is exceptional. It is just so, so good. And actually, when I saw them lined up on the bookshelf, I was like, wow, the intention with these book covers and spines, incredible. So I'm really, really excited for this. I've heard some really great things about it, and I can't wait to read it. Next up, we have a book that I bought 1000% because Chandler said it's a 5 out of 5 romance. I had never even heard of this book, and I know, so Chandler, she reads a lot of romance, and I know that she has a very high standard for her romance, and when she gave this a book a 5 out of 5, I was literally buying immediately, and that is Tools of Engagement. All I know is that it's about an older woman and a younger man, and that's all I know. I'm gonna assume that there's like a little bit of like house construction going on because they're sitting on a house, or he is at least. But Chandler had said on her Instagram that like she didn't expect it to be as good as it was, but then it really was good, and you like really love the romance aspects, and that it's super, super steamy in other points of the book. So I'm so excited, and I'm so glad that I found a copy. So very, very stoked. Next, let's do another school book, and that is Roxana. That's it. Don't know anything about it, but I have to read it for school, so there you go. Next up, another book for school, and this one's actually, I know a little bit more about it, and that is Pamela. This seems to be a book that a lot of literature students know a lot about, and a lot of literature students hate it. And unfortunately, another professor in another class heard Pamela being mentioned and then ruined it. Like, she just told us the end, and I was like, well, there you go. In any case, I do need to read this for my Rise of the Novel class, and now that I know how it ends, I am not excited to see where this goes. Well, I already know where it goes, but I'm not excited to take the journey, you know? Great. Next, I have Evelina, and what's funny, this is for school as well, I ordered this book, and it came with all of the annotation stickies. Every post-it flag was left in this book. And here's the thing, you all know I love a good annotation. I love a dog-eared book. I loved a well-loved book. But there's something so rude to me about selling a book where you left your trash in it. Because I love seeing annotations, but if I just like turn open to a post-it flag, it's just your post-it flag. I don't know the color, like why you chose that color. I don't have a key for why you decided on which. Wow, I'm lying. They do have a key. Willoughby is in blue, apparently. Anyway, I just thought it was like a little lame to like leave all your post-its in it. Because I'm gonna have to take these out. Because I'm not going to annotate and present on this book for school with someone else's post-it flags distracting me. You know what I mean? So if you're selling books, be kind and courteous, and take the fucking flags out. All right, here we go. Next up, this is one I just saw in the world. You know, I didn't see it online. I haven't seen anyone talking about it, but I saw it at the bookstore and I was like, oh my God, this is so like 2012 before I watched BookTube, and I just went to the bookstore and found books that looked good. And that is Everyone Knows How Much I Love You. And from what I'm getting Conversations with Friends by Sally Rooney vibes from this, because we have a friendship that's kind of toxic and one of the friends is writing about it, which is kind of like Conversations with Friends that kind of comes up, I think. Am I misremembering? I think I'm right. But in any case, she's kind of like writing about their friendship through a novel. And I think the friend finds it, which is on the synopsis. I'm not giving you a spoiler. That's on the synopsis. And so, yeah, I haven't seen anyone talking about this. If you've read it, let me know what you think, because I think it sounds amazing. All right, next up, we have a price tag, friends, because I didn't take the price tag off. Sue me! We have On Earth We're Briefly Gorgeous. Oh my God. Okay, so I have two friends who have read this book. I have Ale, who I love so much. I will link her YouTube and Instagram down below. And I also have Elias. We all know and love Elias. And they both read this and talked about it on their channels. And there was something about the cover that immediately caught me, but then also they both said that it's devastating and stunning. So I can't wait to read this. Also, when I posted a brief photo, like I showed that I bought it because of the spine, people got so excited about it in my DMs. So I am so excited to read this. If both Ale and Elias loved it, I know it's going to be a good one. So excited. Next up, we have the March pick for my book club, the Late Night Book Club, which is Power. The Power. There it is. We have The Power. We really wanted to read a sci-fi in March, and we were going back and forth, and there were a bunch of new releases for sci-fi, and then we were like, no, we should pick one that's like more accessible for people to rent from the library, and so we chose The Power. I really don't know what this is about, except that I think it's like women and electricity, so I'm excited to read it. I saw a few critical comments about this book, so I will try to keep an open mind, but from what I saw online, Some people didn't love this one, so we'll be talking about this at the end of March, and I'm very excited. All right, the next book was sent to me to my P.O. box by a wonderful lady named Christina, and that is Regretting You by Colleen Hoover. I talked about how I wanted to give Colleen Hoover a try, and since that video, I either have heard that she's like the best and so good, or people saying they hate her writing. So I have quite the mix of opinions on Colleen Hoover now, and I still haven't read any of her work. So when I talked about it, I got so many opinions, and Regretting You was one of them. And so thank you, Christina, for sending me a copy. Really excited to read it. Maybe I'll do like a Colleen Hoover reading blog where I just read like 3 of her novels. That'll have to wait till the summer, you guys, because I am stressed out about school. But I think it'll be fun. So, woo! All right, next, I have an ARC that was sent to me by Kristen from Leo PR, so thank you so much, Kristen, and thank you, Leo PR, but it is Christina Lauren's The Soulmate Equation. I don't know what this book is about, but I know so many people are excited about the fact that it's coming out. So, from what I can tell, it is on sale May 18th, 2021. I really wanted to read this in... what month is it? February. And so I'm going to try to sneak this in before the end of the month because it's a romance and it's an ARC, right? And I feel like if I'm getting sent a book, I should actually read it. So yeah, thank you so much, Kristen. Very excited. All right, the next 4 books are for school, and I don't know anything about them. I just know they're for school. So we have Barford Abbey, which is for my Rise of the Novel class. Woo! And then these next 3 are from my Don Quixote fan fiction class. We have Wide Sargasso Sea. Cool. Next we have Jack Maggs. I need to get rid of this rental book because I didn't mean to rent either of these books. And I freaked out. I called the bookstore and I was like, excuse me, I don't know what happened. And she was like, just buy the rest of it. It's not a big deal. I wasn't actually that dramatic, but now I have these huge stickers on the front. And I don't know what this one's about, but it's also for that Don Quixote class. And then the last one for that class is Lost in a Good Book. Don't know anything about it, but it's also for that class. All right, this next book is, you know what, I'll just show you and then we'll talk about it, is A Man Called Uwe. And it's by Frederick Bachman, who's the same author that wrote Anxious People. And let's just have a bit of an honesty hour with everyone. I put up a poll at the beginning of January on if I should read Anxious People or Outlawed. And so many people voted for Anxious People. So I started Anxious People and then DNF'd it because I hated it. There was just something about the writing that did not click with me. It was a little too stale. It kind of gave me like Normal People, but funny writing, and I just was not getting with it. I got like 60 pages into the book, and I just kept trying, and I was like, Noelle, you're not enjoying this, and you're on winter vacation from school. Do not force yourself to read a book you're not enjoying. So I DNF'd it. I might go back to it one day, but again, was not a fan. And so when I had DNF'd it, a lot of people said, well, if you don't like Anxious People, don't give up on Bachman because A Man Called Uwe is incredible. So I picked up this one. I think it'll be fun, but if I'm getting similar vibes from the writing, I just don't know if Bachman is going to be my cup of tea, but I will give him a try. Okay, so the next 3 books were also sent to my P.O. box, but I don't know who sent them because there was a card with them, and I stupidly did not put the card with the book, so I can't find them. But whoever sent these to me, thank you so much. The first one is the Amity Ville horror, which I'm gonna bet is about that wicked house, that little haunted beast. Yeah, I'm excited. It's a horror. I'll probably save this for September and October, but super, super sweet. Love it. Thank you so much. Then they also sent Stephen King's Cycle of the Werewolf, which I'd never heard of, and it's almost like a picture book. Look at this. Isn't that fun? And of course, there's no picture on that page. Okay. Oh, look, January, February, March, April. Yeah, there's like pictures in it, and I don't know what it's about, but I can definitely read it quickly, and then I can add another book to my Stephen King, my Stephen King list of read books. There we go, Noelle. Nailing it. Good work. And then the next one is Anna and the French Kiss. I don't know what this one's about. I remember in the letter, which of course I can't find, the person that sent this said that it looks cheesy, but it is super cute and sweet for Valentine's Day. So, I mean, there's the Eiffel Tower on the front. So how can I not give it a read, right? Okay, so I'm really excited for this one. All right, we're getting to the end. We're getting to the end, my friends. Next up, we have the X Talk. Woo! I am so excited for this one because everyone is talking about it right now. I think it's about like a breakup and then they go onto like a podcast or a radio show. I think it's a radio show where then like the couple goes on the radio show to like talk through their breakup, I think. I mean, the cover kind of insinuates that as well. But I've heard really, really good things. I've heard it's really, really fun. So I can't wait to read it. And again, the cover is so cool. I love this kind of like fighting over the microphone, kind of like talk show podcast vibes. I think it looks so good. So very excited. Next up, we have Roxane Gay's new book, which I didn't even realize she was coming out with a new one. And so when I saw it on the shelf, I was like, you've got to be kidding me. I almost mowed my mom down just to get to it faster. And that is Aida? I think it's Aida, right? I don't know. Sorry if I'm getting that wrong, but I thought that the cover was so stimulating. Like the shine, like the little reflect, and the plants and the red. I just thought it looked so, so good. I believe it's a collection of short stories, and I just absolutely adore Roxane Gay's writing, so I am so, so stoked about this one. I will read anything by Roxane Gay, so very excited. All right, everyone, we have two books left. Two left. This first one is this illustrated edition of Jane Eyre, which was sent to me by Kimberly, so thank you so much, Kim, for sending this to me. And it's not really a graphic novel, it's that it has illustrations on some of the pages. So let me find one for you, friends. Yes, we have like down there, we have a little illustrative moment. So yeah, I think it's super, super cool, and I love collecting different editions of some of my favorite books. So this is very, very exciting, and I'm just so appreciative. So thank you so much, Kim. All right, and this last book I'm so excited for because I've heard so many people recommend it to me if I just want a cute little romance, and that is Josh and Hazel's Guide to Not Dating by Christina Lauren. Thank you so much to Erica for sending this to me. She also wrote me a note where she started it with Sam. The first night at bed when you left, Ron made out with two, which is the note in Jersey Shore. Anyway, I just thought it was so funny. I actually read it to my boyfriend right after I read that. So thank you so much, Erica, for sending me this book and for sending me that sweet little note. And I'm just so excited to read this one. This might also get snuck in before the end of February, but let's not bite off too much, right? I don't know if it's actually going to happen, but I'm very excited to eventually read this one. And there we have it, my friends. That is the book haul. Let me know which of these books you're the most excited for me to get to so that I can keep that in mind in a future reading vlog, you know what I'm saying? Or which ones you've already read and gave like a 5 out of 5. I'm already excited, but with all of your help, I will be even more stoked to read these books and prioritize them over my academic rating. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you had fun, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye!